Good morning, I'm the Mainly Digger, and I've accepted a challenge. I was nominated by Finders Keepers, and the challenge is to tell what your favorite find was and to nominate 3 more channels to do the same. So I love metal detecting because I love finding things, but I love telling the story behind finding them. So I love all my finds. Like, I found some very interesting stuff while detecting in Chambersburg and in some parts of Pennsylvania. But my favorite find by far, and I love finding everything. I love finding coins, but like my favorite find, because it actually has a story behind it, and the story is pretty cool, and I'm about to tell you the story, is the pewter silver tankard that I found. Tankard is a cup. I found that in my research. Someone online, I posted the picture online, and someone's like, "Yeah, it's probably a tankard," and it's a cup. Like it's a cup. Anyway, so the story goes, I was at what I called the soccer mom field, which is public property. At the time, this is like my 3rd hunt in Pennsylvania. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any permission anywhere, so I was hunting just what I thought was public property. And the laws in Maine and Pennsylvania about property are different. Later I found out the property owner of the Kennedy Estates, the Judge Kennedy Estates that I metal detect on all the time, and it is one of my permissions, owned this property or donated the property, and Chambersburg made it into a soccer field. I thought I had to take the video down when I found out that it wasn't exactly public property. I thought I was in the wrong, but it turns out I was right. But I took it down anyway, so if there was any confusion, like I didn't want to be in the wrong. So the story goes, I get there, it's a Pennsylvania like summer day, like where it is muggy and like super muggy and super hot, and it was like I was sweating. Like, I opened my car door and I was already sweating. I didn't metal detect on the soccer field, which if you watched one of my past videos, I got kicked off the same field because I thought I had permission to metal detect. And I didn't, or I did. I wasn't really going to argue it. So I removed myself onto back to the Kennedy Estates. I went back to the Kennedy Estates. Anyway, different time, different story. Sorry. So I was playing it safe. I detected in the parking lot, everywhere in the surrounding area except the soccer field. Wasn't finding anything. I wasn't finding pull tabs. I wasn't finding anything. So I went back to what I knew how to do back then, and that is to detect the water banks, the creek banks, because that's what I've always done in Maine. And in Maine, the property law states that if it's on the water bank or it's on the bank, it's not considered trespassing, and it has to be well marked if it is, and it wasn't. There's no trespassing signs on there, so I was in the good. I was set. So I was on the banks, and one thing about detecting on the banks is you're gonna find everybody's trash. You're gonna find, and I did. I dug can after can, beer can, soda can, pull tabs, random trash, rusty metal that was falling apart, and that's expected. That's what I expected. At the time, I was hunting with my Bounty Hunter Trekker 4. Still love the machine, still own it. It's my backup. But I was just finding trash. There's no way around it, especially when you're detecting creek banks. Trash all day long. But you're going to get something eventually. You're going to get something cool eventually. So detecting, I'm sweating, pretty much sweating through my clothes because that's how hot it was, how muggy. It was about to rain, which would have been good, but like I wasn't, like by that time I just wasn't in the mood for metal detecting. Like I was pretty sour, to say the least. So I get to this spot where it's like a sandbar and it goes around a bend and where stuff is just deposited. So I know there's going to be junk there. I know there's going to be a lot of junk there. And I know that, but I'm gambling that something is going to be there. Something cool is going to be there. Like, this is my last ditch effort. I'm like, I was pretty done. I was done, to say the least. So I get there. I keep pulling up junk. I keep finding junk. Glass. There's shards of glass everywhere. My hands are protected. My legs and my feet are protected. So worst case scenario, I was cleaning up Chambersburg. So, I'm pulling stuff up, and it's all junk. I found a little one-hitter pot pipe. Obviously, I don't smoke pot, so I wasn't going to use it. So that went to the trash. Most stuff was going to the trash. I had a big plastic bag for trash because I just knew I was going to find junk. I always bring plastic bags. So I find one spot, find some trash, throw it in there, and I'm still getting a signal. So, like, dig a little bit more, find more junk. I dig. Every time I dig, I find junk in this one hole. So the hole is just getting deeper. It's getting, like, deep. And so, like, I was like, I'm done. This is my last time. I pull up a pipe. It's an aluminum pipe. And it's a big aluminum pipe. But I'm like, there's like, one more time. I get another hit. I get another signal. And it's, I stick my hand in there and I pull something up. And I'm like, whatever. It looked like a cover to the pipe that I just pulled up. So, like, I was going to toss it. I was going to throw it in the bag, call it a day. I'm done. I don't care anymore. But I look at it. And it has the most amazing engraving on it. Like, it just has, like, an awesome engraving. So I was like, this has to be something. No one would engrave something on a random piece of metal just because. Like, so I look at it a little bit more, and it's not rusty, but you can tell it's beat up. I didn't know it was a cup at the time. But, like, you can see, like, where the handle had been. And I couldn't find any engraver's marks on it. So I was excited at this point because this is my first actual piece of something. Some actual relic that was something. And just the conditions of the day, it was miserable. I was miserable. And to find this at the end of my hunt, I was so... Like, I just brightened my day. It made my day better. It made, like, any day you get out metal detecting is a good day, but this was outstanding. This made me so happy. So, like, I clean up, I take all the trash, I throw all the trash out, and, of course, I went through all of the trash again just to make sure. Like, because, could be wrong. You always could be wrong about something. So, like, I, throw it all away except for the sheath. And or what I was keeping, because I always keep random things to remind me of the hunts. I took a picture, an amazing picture. I posted online, either Facebook or YouTube. I think it was Facebook, and someone responded, "Hey, that's looks like a cup, or looks like a tankard." And then from there, I was like, "What's a tankard?" I didn't know what a tankard was, so I looked it up online. And I was like, "Cool." I contacted the Pewter Society of England. I don't know why. I think it was just, I Google searched and that's the first one that came up. And just to find a date or what it was. And they're like, yeah, it's from the 1700s or 1800s. Probably 1800s, whatever. And they're like, it's definitely silver. And then I had contacted another agency or somebody, specialist, about the same thing, and they're like, it's definitely pewter. So pewter, silver, whatever, it's still a cool find. And it's a story. It's an amazing story. So the second part of this challenge is to nominate 3 other channels, and the first channel I'm going to nominate, I have to look, like, it's hard to choose. It's hard to choose channels because a lot of these channels have already been nominated. So my first channel is the North Woods Digger. It's a smaller channel, just because the channel deserves to grow. It's a good channel. My second channel is Metal Detecting 24. Already a great channel, and it deserves to grow more. But the way this guy does his channel, he doesn't talk. You don't see his face. And I kind of want to see how he would do this channel without talking or seeing his face. Amazing channel. I like how he does it. I want to see how he does it without talking or seeing his face. I mean, you could do it, but I just want to see how he does it. It's a great channel. I like how he does his channel. And the third channel is 15-inch Digger. A smaller channel that deserves to grow, get more subscribers. There's so many great detecting channels that I like. I legit, besides Metal Detecting 24, because I want to see how he does it. But besides that, I had a hard time choosing. Like I said, a lot of them were already nominated. My plans, updates, same thing as always. Metal detecting on the weekend. At least 2 videos from the Kennedy Estates, regardless of the weather. Last weekend was cold. So I don't know about the water stuff. I don't know how that's going to do. But cemeteries. I want to get some cemeteries in. And those will have to be done at night. I'm not doing them because I'm the paranormal creepy factor. That's how my time frame is. That's how my schedule is. So it may be like later in the day or when it's dark, which will be creepy and add a creepy factor to it. But also another thing I got to think about with the cemeteries is their location. Some of these cemeteries aren't in the best of places, so it'd be a funny story if I got mugged at a cemetery. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. What I can do. I'm trying to contact the Masonic Temple in Chambersburg, because it's an old temple or old lodge that should have a lot of history and would be an amazing vlog tour to go through. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see where that goes. I'll still get it in one of my videos. It's just it'll either be I want a tour, but if me standing outside a building reciting the history would be cool too. Not as cool as a tour, but I'll take what I can get. Yeah, y'all have a good day. I love having this little remote, because I can be like, bye.